What is entrepreneurship? Within the UK, the cafe industry has over 8,000 branded coffee chains, the total number of coffee houses being over 25,000, taking into account the independent and non-specialist outlets. Amongst these chains, the leading firm is Costa Coffee, with 2,422 cafes within the UK alone. And by late 2018, the coffee shop market grew in turnover by 7.9% to 10.1 billion. Allegra Group CEO Jeffrey Young said this. Some trends in the market. Branded chains delivered 10.5% sales growth to a record £4 billion, with Costa Coffee, Starbucks Coffee and Caffè Nero continuing to dominate the UK coffee shop market. Together, the UK's top three coffee chains comprise a 52.9% share of the total branded chain market. With the UK's imminent departure from the EU, business owners are predicting a negative trend of sales and growth, with anxiety over labour shortages through visa permits. Also, the lack of foreign investment may result in higher prices for basic cafe wads. Also, social media is on the rising trend to becoming the most effective form of marketing, according to a survey from coffee industry leaders. There is also a rising trend in vegan selections available of sandwiches and cakes within the UK cafes. More people are starting to become more health-wise, also keeping an eye on how much fat, salt, sugar and carbohydrates are in their food.
We created a survey as one source of primary data that 99 people filled in and an interview that we conducted with a local coffee owner. We asked these 5 questions in our survey. The average answer from this question was 3.25. This shows that people visit cafes on relatively frequent basis. Our survey found that 40.82% of people asked spend more than 30 minutes in a cafe per visit. A majority of people, 48%, said that they spend between £5 and £10 on a visit to a cafe, with 34% spending between 10 and 20 bucks. Out of the 99 people surveyed, 65% for female, 33% male and 2% didn't want to specify. Finally, 33% of people asked were aged between 18 and 24, with the largest group between 45 and 54. Our other source of primary data was an interview with a cafe owner. This gave us some more insight into habits of coffee customers and what cafe owner deemed important to running their business. This is one of the questions we asked.
The answer was 45 minutes, which is roughly the same as that in our survey.
The coffee owner also told us that the most common price for a sit-in meal is £5.75 and just £3 for a takeaway. This also lines up with our data from the survey. We asked, what is the most important resource for running a cafe? They told us that you must have stock and your cooking equipment on point. Another question was, how many members of staff do you have? The answer was 8, with 4 being full-time and 4 being part-time. They also told us that more staff is better if it is affordable to the business. The final question was, how do you attract new customers? We were told being in a busy location, there's a great deal of attracting new customers. Using social media is also a good way to promote the cafe. The greatest issues in British politics at the moment is Brexit. This will affect every business, including cafes. The hospitality sector roughly employs 3 million people. It also relies greatly on EU nationals. A report from the professional services firm KPMG states that 12.3% of employees in the UK's hospitality sector are EU nationals. We see from our interview from the local cafe owner that having more staff is better, but this will be difficult if access to EU national workers is greatly reduced. Brexit also is having a huge impact of the UK economy. Our interview told us that stock and equipment are hugely important aspects of running a cafe. Since the EU referendum, the pound has dropped in value and therefore the exchange rate has been suffering. With a great deal of stock and equipment being imported, the UK has to decrease its exchange rate will result in these things being more expensive. A journal article titled "The Long-Term Economic Impact of Leaving the EU" states that all of the scenarios involving UK exit from the EU leads to substantial exchange rate depreciation. Our data from the survey shows that the majority of cafe customers are below the age of 25. This information is backed up by an article by the Minto Press Office that says coffee shop usage peaks among consumers aged 16 to 24. Cafes and coffee shops are very popular with younger people due to the fact that they can obviously eat and drink, but they can also do work for school or a job. Many also use it as a place to meet with their family and friends. T. With the majority of customers of cafes being young people, it makes sense to use social media to advertise, as this demographic of people are heavy users of social media. The owner of the cafe told us that they use the social media platform Instagram to promote their cafe. As of November 2017, 25 million businesses use Instagram as a form of advertising. Using these platforms gives you far greater reach than just using your local area and exposes your business to far more potential customers.
S. We'll be the first example of this type of cafe in Scotland. This will make us very unique and help us stand out from the oversaturated market. Another strength of ours is the fact we will have a small number of staff working in the cafe. This will greatly reduce the operating costs. One more strength is that we plan to use healthy, environmentally friendly and ethically sourced produce. This will attract better publicity and attention from environmentally minded customers. W. Our biggest weakness is the fact that this type of cafe can be easily exploited by someone that comes in, eats or drinks very quickly and then leaves without spending a lot of time in the cafe and therefore spending very little money. We plan to combat this by encouraging people to spend as much time as possible. This will be done by promoting the cafe as a social area for families to spend time, friends to meet, or for students to study. O. A big opportunity that we can see is partnering up with fair trade suppliers. This will further improve public opinion of the cafe and encourage future investment. Another opportunity is to franchise the cafe. We could easily do this in other cities in Scotland, such as Edinburgh, Aberdeen and Dundee. T. The biggest threat is obviously the extremely large cafe market that already exists in the UK. It is very difficult for most cafes to stand out, but we feel because of our cafe being very unique, that itself will attract people.
Our business idea is quite simple. It is a cafe in the busy city centre of Glasgow where rather than paying for the food and drink, you have to pay for the time you spend in there. There will be a charge of 10 pence per minute. You can have as much food and drink as you want from a self-service buffet style catering, but the longer you spend, the more you pay. We will have a small number of staff on duty at any one time. They will simply tidy up and make sure there is still food for customers. When you enter, you will be given a card much like the car park system. That displays the time you enter. When you want to leave, you will enter the card into the machine that issued you it and pay for however long you spent in the cafe. Like most cafes, it is not just a place to eat and drink. It is a place to spend time with people and to work. We will provide games and have free Wi-Fi to encourage people to spend as much time there as possible. The space can be also rented out for private functions such as parties or hold any kind of meetings. Why is this an opportunity? Well, there are examples of this type of business already in Europe. However, there is only one in the UK, in Manchester. We believe because of this, there is a gap in the market for it. Our cafe will be the first in Scotland, which in itself is going to attract some people. Cafes in general are becoming ever more popular, especially with the younger people, and our cafe will be an ideal location for them to get high quality food and drinks and meet with friends in a comfortable and affordable place.
How will we start this business? We will first start by investing our own savings as well as asking friends and family if they are willing to contribute. If it is necessary, also we will apply for a business loan. With this money, we will secure premises in a very busy area of Glasgow, such as Buchanan Street, Argyle Street, etc., that will become the cafe itself. Next, we will need to purchase the equipment that is needed for storage and the cooking of our food and drinks. This will include large fridges, ovens, coffee machines, and many more. Then we will get in contact with the suppliers for menu items. It is critical that we use ethical, environmentally friendly and healthy suppliers, as more and more people wish for their food to come from these kinds of suppliers. Finally, we will need to hire staff required to run the cafe, from cleaners, cooks and small number of waiting staff. In conclusion, the UK cafe market has increased hugely in recent years and now has a turnover of over £10 billion. Our untrainable opportunity is a cafe that you pay for the time that you spend rather than what you eat or drink. To start the business, we will invest our own money from our friends and family, or possible bank loan, to secure a location for the cafe and to buy stock and equipment required. Finally, we will hire staff and advertise, and then open for business. One of the biggest trends in the cafe industry is the rise in veganism and people becoming more health conscious. Brexit will have a very large effect on the UK's hospitality sector because of its high number of EU national workers. Brexit has also had an effect on imports and exchange rates that could impact the price of goods. We also find that young people are the largest demographic of people that visit cafes. This is important as they are heavy social media users, and social media is the ideal platform for advertising. Our strengths are the fact that we are unique. We will have a small number of staff that's required to run the cafe, and we plan to use fair produces. Our major weakness is how easily our type of cafe can be exploited, but we plan to stop this by encouraging people to stay for long periods to work and socialise. The opportunities we've seen are to partner up with trade producers and franchise in other cafes and cities. The main threat of the cafe is highly oversaturated cafe market. We truly believe that this is a very viable, untrainable opportunity.